Fox News contributor Liz Peek and Fox Business contributor Lou Basenese. Welcome to you both. Okay, New York's doing it, Liz. They're saying moratorium. If more states follow, what does it mean for those states? And is this a bad sign for the race with China?
Well, first of all, let's put this in context. There are only 3,000 or 4,000 data centers in America. There are only about 1,500 under construction right now. So the reality is we don't need New York. I mean, there are plenty of places that are welcoming this kind of work. Why? Partly because the trades unions really want these projects to go forward. You have a tremendous shortage of welders and electricians and people who are needed to build these things. So that's why Apple and various other companies in this business have been actually kind of creating institutes where they're training workers to do this kind of work. We have a shortage. We have lots of philosophy majors and not so many people who can do welding. So bottom line, I think there's going to be another thing where red states do well, blue states don't, because they're kind of erecting these barriers. And I think it's really stupid. I mean, upstate New York needs jobs. The unemployment's high in this state. But, you know, this is just sort of another virtue signaling move by the left. I understand a lot of Americans are worried about data centers, but I think this has been grossly exaggerated for political purposes.
Well, whatever President Trump gets on board with, he sees the future, the need for AI innovation so we continue to lead.
Yep.
On the world stage. Whatever he is in favor of, they're against. But this is ceding our power and prosperity to communist China, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous for New York State, but I want to note that Jersey Democrat, Congressman, is it Frank Pallone?
I think so.
So Pallone has called for a nationwide data center moratorium, and he would be leading the committee overseeing that industry if the Democrats take back the House.
Never thought I was going to say this, but now I'm like Brian, a big-time Federalist, because I'm okay with New York, and here's why. I called the CEO of TeraWulf, Paul Prager, $10 billion market cap company, building a data center in New York, already permitted, and I was like, talk me off the ledge, because this sounds really bad and destructive to competition and innovation. And he said it's actually not a bad thing because you have so much froth in the data center market. We talked about it, Liz saying there's 3,000 to 4,000, there's 1,500 under construction. And Paul said this, anyone with land and line of sight on electricity thinks that they have an ideal site for data centers, so they're applying for it and crowding out the market like we saw with real estate when everyone wanted to be a real estate agent or mortgage broker. So his point was this, it doesn't deter what they're doing and building in New York and bringing online. The other benefit is it's only a 1-year moratorium, and things that are already permitted, you can't stop it completely. I'm not for this overall because of what Liz said as well. This is going to be the blueprint for what rolls out in Texas or other states. There are other ways of doing this. Texas is batching it, where 42 gigawatts got approved in batch 0. It's going to take forever to do 42 gigawatts. So this is something that's a state of flux. I think the capital is going to move to the states that are welcome and open arms.
Rewarded. Okay, good. Move on to this. Progressive Caucus Chair Greg Casar is saying his party is, quote, in the wilderness on artificial intelligence, urging them to become AI populists, defining that to Politico as, quote, Democrats standing with working people who know in their gut that AI right now is just going to make a few billionaires into trillionaires while making millions of Americans poor, less safe, and less free. Liz,
well,
what do you say?
So, first of all, I have to say, I think these brainiacs in charge of this industry have done a miserable job of explaining to the American public what the advantages are of the growth of AI, and there are many. Let's talk about medicine. That's obviously the one that's always brought up. There are enormous breakthroughs coming and actually underway now in treating cancer and treating all different kinds of diseases because of AI. Why aren't they out there talking about that? They've allowed this populist left message to really gain traction about the dangers of AI. It's a Bernie Sanders thing, right? That they're going to put millions. This is what Bernie Sanders says, 100 million people could be out of work. All right, so we don't have all the answers about what the trajectory of it's going to be. But this guy basically wants to make this another left-wing crusade. I think it's very bad for America, and I think it's actually very bad for the Democratic Party, because it's going to be, as people come to know And by the way, most people are using AI now. The advantages of it, how it makes people more productive instead of actually throwing them off the job, I think you're going to hear less about that.
It's not even just better medical care, it's more supply of medical care.
Yes,
So
yeah.
more people have access. It's also, how about starting businesses? You don't need to go to college. Here's a coding tool, create a new business and make our lives better. But this is so bad, this pushback against AI in the data centers. Architects are looking to make data centers prettier and better looking in an effort to make them more palatable communities.
I like this idea. You got 10 seconds, Liz.
Let's take on a pig.
Liz,
Look,
Lou.
the dumbest thing, unequivocally disastrous, is taxing AI tokens. You want to tax the input and not the outcome. We don't know what AI, all the good it's going to do. It's like taxing a hammer because it might tear down a house when it could just as easily build a house and create new jobs. So,
Ooh, well said. But I like the new designs.
I like the pretty data center
do
thing.
too.
Liz Peek, Lou Basenese, you guys are great. Thanks for being
Put
here
a
tonight.
pitched roof on it. Everybody will love it.
All right.